Sean, as you'll know, we have been delivering the last few years in Lisdoonvarna with the help of our friends at Lisdoonvarna Fáilte. We have a little hub up there where the Meals on Wheels are delivered by local volunteers every day. For the last year and a half, we've been in Inagh, based at Inagh Hall. We have a van there that delivers in the Inagh area, and we've had quite a high demand in the last couple of months for the service to go into areas like Ennistymon and the surrounding areas like Lahinch. So we're just looking to increase our pool of volunteers really for the Inagh hub, with a view to delivering further into Ennistymon. So we're looking to people who are interested in volunteering in Ennistymon or Inagh, just to get in contact with us and see would they be interested, and we can tell them a little bit more about the service. Yeah, so it's great.
Fantastic. So people from Ennistymon and from surrounding parts of the county, they've been in touch to say that this is a service that they'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose we link in with the health centre there in Ennistymon, and we've had a lot of applications in the last year, really, of people who would love the service. And we have a lovely group of volunteers already in Inagh who come there every day and deliver the meals in the Inagh area specifically. But I suppose ideally we like our volunteers to travel in pairs. It just kind of makes for a more efficient service. Um, as normally each route takes maximum of an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we would only look for that per week per person. So ideally, volunteers will travel in pairs in the van. One person drives, the other person goes in and out with the meals, and they can take it in turn. Some people like to drive, and some people like to do the meeting the people side of things. It's thoroughly enjoyable. It's a lovely way to meet people as well. We've had lovely friendships that have formed down through the years from volunteering, and people, we'll say people who bubbled together to volunteer during COVID, they're still tight. So yeah, it's really enjoyable. We're looking for people who might be interested in volunteering, an hour or two a week, just to get in contact with us, and we'll form together a little rota to deliver in Ennistymon.
You've described it there as a positive experience. How easy is it to
Yeah.
get volunteers, and where is Obair at when it comes to its provision of volunteers? Does it have what it needs?
Yeah, so we're very lucky in a way. A lot of people, I suppose they kind of have us in line in their minds with when they always say when you're planning on retiring, have something, set up. So a lot of people do come in contact with us and they say, look, I'll be retiring next year. I'd love to come and drive. And we say, that's fantastic. So it is a little bit of something that people have planned for. And it's really nice. It's really structured. People like to do a day a week, which is just, it might be 2 hours out of their schedule. Some people like to be flexible. They might text us and say, oh, I'm available Tuesday and Thursday next week. Will you pop me in for a route? Some people, we have two volunteers who actually live in Spain. We're talking about the Malaga hub that come over for a few months every year. And the minute they land, they say, look, I'm available now for the time being. And they come on board. So we've a fantastic team of volunteers across the county. As you say, going from North Clare to West Clare, and soon, actually in the summertime, we're hoping to branch into East Clare a little bit further as well. So we're always on the lookout for volunteers. And even just this week, we have a volunteer who lived in Newmarket during 2020, who volunteered for us, who now lives in North Clare, and who's been in contact to say that he's going to volunteer. So it's lovely that people are kind of moving around the county and coming back to us depending on where we're going. So yeah, we're very lucky.
Well, being able to retain people and having that level of interest from volunteers over a sustained period is certainly a good endorsement. You've mentioned there that you might expand into East Clare, and I wouldn't ask you for any
Yeah.
details as yet, unless you're happy to give them. But in terms of kind of those types of expansions, is it simply a case of people getting in touch to say, I'd like this in my area, and if there's significant demand, you can do it?
A little bit. So that's kind of our starting point. Obviously, we're funded, we've a few different funders, but the HSC would have areas that they would be focused on, that they always keep in mind. Now, we're part funded by the HSC, but I suppose most of it is on the ground here in Obair, with us getting calls and inquiries from the health nurses and things like that, and from individuals all over county. And like at the moment, I can say, oh, there's a demand for the service here, there's a demand for the service here. There are certain areas where obviously they're lacking in services, like West Clare is an ongoing issue, especially recently. I know it was highlighted, but we have a service in West Clare that's based in Kilrush and the surrounding area, but obviously West Clare is huge and there is an issue with lack of services there. So, you know, we do what we can when we can, but obviously there's only so much we can do. But yeah, definitely East Clare is on our list for this summer. And yeah, at the moment we're actively recruiting for volunteers for Ennistymon. So yeah, no, we're very lucky with the volunteers that come to us, but it is a constant thing. Volunteer retention and volunteer recruitment is a huge part of our work here.